So we're going to continue with two-dimensional arrays in this one. And we're just going to look at, if we look at this example that we looked at last lesson, we're going to look at how we can look at one of these branches in the shop and then display all of the sales results for that branch. And then go down and look at the second branch and display all of these sales results. And then look at the third branch and then display all of those sales results. Okay, so if you look at it in terms of our class example, we could go through the list and go to Bob and then get all of Bob's results, and then go to Jill and get all of Jill's results, then go to Beth and get all of Beth's results. Okay, so let's go to Python and do some coding. So first of all, I'm going to set up the student names. And I'll try and make some new ones this time. So we'll start with maybe Anna. Remember, this is a 1D array, so we have one bracket at the start and then no more brackets till the end, but everything in the array is separated with a comma. Let's go to George. Next one, Billy. And then the next one, Kate. All right, close this off, and then we'll make a... Now here what I want to do is, I'm going to set a variable. I'm going to call it class size. And I'm going to make it equal to the length of student names. Now I could just set this to 4 because it's 4 long, but then if someone gets added to the class, this will have to change as well. So if I create it like this, by using the length of the student names rather than just giving it the value of 4, means if a name gets added, this will change automatically. Okay, so it'll just be easier in the long run to do that. Now I'm going to put the total results in for all 4 students. Okay, so let's call it test results. And we'll make it equal to, and it's a 2-dimensional array, so remember we open 2 square brackets, and then we're going to put the results and put the square brackets at the end of each set of results. So just random result numbers, not really bothered at this point. And we make them do 3 tests each throughout the year, then we'll separate each set of tests with a comma. And then the last, no, this 4th student will do 2 more. 3 tests each though. And then the last one, 77, 55, 88. Close that. And then close that. All right, now we're going to use a nested statement. Okay, so we're going to do a loop within a loop. So we'll use a nested loop to create a loop to run, first of all, run through the students, and then when we get to the student, run through the results that they got, and then not run through everyone else's results, stop there and go back to the next student. Okay, so we're going to do this by using a for loop. So we'll say for, and I know we normally use an I or an X or something, but for this one I'm going to go with student, just to make it obvious what we're doing. So for the student in range. Now I know we're running through this list, but I still want to make it a range, and we'll talk about why once I've done it. Okay, I'll explain why we can't say for I in student names. Okay, so we're saying for I in range, and we're going to start at 0, and we're going to go up to the class size. And don't forget your colon. And then we're going to, in here, print out the student got the following results. So I'm going to say print, and then say student names at position student and then comma, and then speech marks. The following results. And then close the speech box. Alright, so now I'm going to, once I've said the student's got the following results, I'm going to loop through and give the result for each student. Okay, so for test, so this is referring to the test that we're looking for, and where I'm going to see it in test results. At position student, comma, print test. Now, before I run this, I just want to talk about why we created this to be from 0 to class size rather than just in class size like we've done here. Okay, oh, I haven't wrote in there either. Like we've done here. So the reason we've done this is if I hadn't created this variable and then said from 0 to the size of that variable, when I come to run this piece of code here and this piece of code here, it wouldn't allow me to reference that as a number. It would literally point to this point to where I am in the list, and that would be a string, and that would become the value of Anna. And then when I try to use this as a number to print out that position in the list, it would say something like string type is not callable or something like that. All right, because it would be looking at Anna and saying, well, Anna's not a number in a list, Anna's a name. I can't do that. So by using a class size variable and using the 0 to the size of the class size, it keeps the pointer to an integer, so that allows me to keep track of where I am. And then when I'm using this integer to point at this point inside of test results and this point inside of student names, it will give me the actual value that is inside there rather than the variable that it's keeping track of. Okay, so if I run that now, and oh, I missed a square bracket somewhere. Ah, yes. So if I run that now, there's another square bracket, same place. Open one, open, close, there. And if I run that, you can see, oh, test is not defined. Did you mean test IN in line 8? Don't know what that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ah, yeah, I did write in. I just didn't put a space. Okay. There you go. So you can see here, it runs through the list and it says Anna got the following results and tells me what Anna got: 34, 56, 98. If you look, 34, 56, 98 matches with Anna. George got 65, 34, 67. George 65, 34, 67. Billy got 22, 78, 99. Billy, the second part in the list, 22, 78, 99. And finally, Kate got 77, 55, 88, 77, 55, 88. Okay, so that is just using nested iteration, so nested loops, to loop through a one-dimensional array to get a name of someone, and then going through the two-dimensional array to get the individual results for that person. I'll see you in the next video.